So today we're going to be tying an olive woolly bugger. We have a size 10 hook here, 5/32 bead head, and hopefully you guys can just learn to see how to do it here. I have 6/0 uni-thread I'm going to be tying with here. I've already wrapped the lead wire, so now all I'm going to do is simply just tie off the front of the lead wire so it doesn't go anywhere. I don't like to shove it under the bead head because it doesn't create me enough room. If I can ever get it on there, it'll block it and it'll create me too big of a collar when I'm tying. So just kind of create that so it doesn't go anywhere. And now we're going to jump across the lead wire and do the same thing to really secure that lead wire in place. And just kind of go over it a little bit. Snip the end piece off there. Come to the back of the hook right before the bend. Just like that. And so now that we have that done, we're going to take our marabou here and rip off that little nasty piece there and take that and slide it up there. Just kind of, and what you want to do on your marabou is have it the length of the hook, but we got these real skinny ends and we don't want those, so we're just going to rip that off. And this should give us a nice faded end. It's a little wet now, but so we're going to have this the length of the hook. See, that looks nice there, a little bit over, and just tie that. And we're going to give it nice 2 or 3 loose wraps and then really cinch it down right to the bend and just cut that. Secure that down, come back. Now what I like to do is I like to take this crystal flash here, line up the end just a little uneven. I'm kind of cheap at this stuff, so I don't waste much stuff. So all I'm going to do is take the ends there and just wrap it in there. Snip that off. So now I have 2 nice little strands on one side. Rotate the vise. If I can ever get it to lay in there. And do the same thing. Snip that off. Just tie it again. So now that our tail's done, we're gonna take our hackle here. And now, which I have olive hackle, and you want to have it nice, skinny to where it goes just a little bit past the hook there, as you can tell, on the end piece. And what I like to do is I'm going to take all these nasty parts and just slide those right off there. And I'm not going to use those because that's not really any good stuff. Now that I'm tying in the back of the hook, you have your shiny side there and you got more of a dull side. And you got a curve to it. And so that curve we want to have that way, as you can tell. So that way it kind of gives it, just a more natural way through the water. And so I'm going to take the tip of this hackle here and just slide all of these fibers back without trying to damage any of them. Just like that. Try to get a little more of the tip. I'm just going to simply tie in that tip right in the back of the hook here. So now that our hackle's in place, now we're going to go to the wire. And this copper wire here is a real thin wire. I think it's a small. I'm not honestly too sure. I have a size above it, and it says medium, and it seems larger. So I'm just going to go kind of about that long, tie that down, and turn it back. That way that'll never come out of there, because your wire really makes your fly last longer. I hackle fiber in there. Why can't I get that back? Oh well, there we go. Let's tie that down. So now that we got our hackle and our wire in place, we're going to go to the dubbing. And this dubbing here is ice dub, peacock. I really like it. You know, it does the job. I've caught a lot of fish on that pattern. It does great. We're going to take this wax here, which I'm not really too sure the name is. As you can tell, it's worn down, and just kind of wax up that thread real nice. Put the cap back on. And now when I get my dubbing, I like to break that. That way I get more of a natural little pieces all over my dubbing on the body, and it will really just come to life more. So break that, apply that right to the thread, and just twist it right on there. That wax really helps. So now just simply wrap that in there. And it doesn't really matter how tight or loose it is. It's not staying in there very well. Try to just make it even. I mean, even on this pattern, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to put a nice little bit, one more little bit there on the end. Just even that out. Push that bead head back so you can get all that dubbing back and create room for your head. That way you don't get a bulged collar there. So, you know, just do a half hitch over the bead head, cinch it down. I'm going to put it in my thread holder there. Now when you got your thread, or you got your hackle and you got your wire, you want to wrap this the opposite way. So I always wrap it like that. I'm going to wrap this the opposite way. That way I can wrap my wire over, and it just seems to make things more easier. Actually, sorry, first I'm going to, this just came off a dart. It's Velcro, and what that Velcro will do is just really pull that dubbing out, just really make it come to life. I forget this step every time, but just make it look nasty. So now that we've done that, let's just wrap that forward. Pull the fibers back and tie that off. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half hitch. So basically we already have the woolly bugger done. Now the last step here is just snip that without snipping my thread. So now with this wire, we're just going to wrap it forward. And you know, you're going to catch hackle either way. Sneak it through there. Make it nice and tight. Oops. I'm having all kinds of trouble right now. Alright, so let's just snip that, make it a lot easier on me. Tuck that in right behind the bead. Just kind of secure that down. Half hitch. Take our whip finish tool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now don't break that, or else you'll bust your knot and it won't be any good anymore. So just cut that with the razor. I got a hack a little messed up in the back, but it's alright. So now just take this and really just make it all come to life. You know, you can supply a head cement right there if you want. It really doesn't matter. After doing a whip finish, I probably will, but start pulling that out. And just make this woolly bugger really come to life without breaking my hackle. And that's basically, you know, your standard olive woolly bugger. Just tell me what you think, you know, maybe if there's anything I did wrong or something you want me to explain better, just comment, and I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.